Hi, Dale Titus here. Today's 2-minute bass lesson, we're going to talk about the major 7 arpeggio. If you've been following along with the lessons, I've covered 4 primary triads: major, minor, diminished, and augmented. Now we're going to progress to adding a 7th interval on top of these triads and see what we get. And today, of course, we're starting with the major 7th arpeggio. The mechanics or the structure of the arpeggio is very simple. It's a major triad, so if you remember, that's a root, a major third, which I'm playing here with my index finger, and a perfect fifth, which I'm playing with my pinky. Now to that we add a major 7th interval, which is literally the 7th note of the major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we get this arpeggio. So it's a root, major third, perfect fifth, major 7th. Now you can add the octave on. The octave is just a half step above the major 7th. And that's also important to know when you're actually improvising with this arpeggio, that if you're playing the root, you have a chord tone a half step below the root. And that's the major 7th below the root. So now what I would really strongly encourage you to do is, first of all, learn the pattern as I've showed it to you. And let me give you the notes, just if for some reason there's some areas that aren't clear to you. But in the C major 7 arpeggio, we have a C, which is the root, the E, which is the major third, the G, which is the perfect fifth, and the B, which is the major 7th. So once you can get that down, practice moving it to other roots. Like in this example, I'm starting on the D on the 5th fret, but I'm keeping the same fingering, and now I have a D major 7 arpeggio. Now if we move it to the E string, here's the G on the 3rd fret, I have the same exact fingering. I don't have to change my mechanics at all, and I have the major 7 arpeggio. So the key point is to plug in your bass to an amp and isolate any of the distractions so you can really focus your ear to listening to what you're doing. The key is to really get the sound of the major 7 arpeggio into your mind so you can identify it by ear. And by doing that, just play them on every root on your bass. Try to maybe expand and get outside of the 1 octave pattern. In the very least, like say if I'm doing G on the 3rd fret, play here, then go up to the G on the 10th fret on the A string. So you at least can get a little range there. Now what would be ideal and absolutely the best, and this is extra credit for you guys that are going for it, every day pick a different root. So let's say tomorrow you decide to do the A major 7 arpeggio. The first thing to do is figure out the notes. So the A is the root, C sharp is the major third, we got E is the perfect fifth, and we've got G sharp is the major 7. So make sure you know the notes. Then figure out how to play them in, outside of that 1 octave restricted box that we seem to find ourselves trapped in. And then see if you can move it through and improvise of it. And really then make some music with it. By taking a different route every day, you can really focus in, and it doesn't take long. You really dedicate 5 minutes. Practice the fingering, learn the actual notes, and then stretch that out throughout the bass. And you're going to be much more capable when you're improvising, when you're jamming, when you're just playing a walking bass line, and you see that chord come up. You're going to not be stuck in the little 1 octave box. So the major 7 arpeggio, excellent arpeggio. We're going to go through all of the 7th chord arpeggios in the series, but today I want you just to focus, and for the next couple weeks, on the major 7 arpeggio. Alright? So if you have any questions about this, please just email me at dalet@danabygoods.com. Thanks very much.